How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Soldier Field, where the Green Bay Packers are your NFC champions. They are headed to Super Bowl 45 in Dallas with a 21-14 victory over the Chicago Bears, their NFC North rival, the team they had met 181 previous times, but only once in the postseason. They get the W. They are now headed to Dallas in 2 weeks, where they'll play on February 6th against the Pittsburgh Steelers for the World's Championship, as Mike McCarthy likes to call it. All kinds of heroes today in a game that seemed like at the beginning of it was going to be a runaway for the Packers, as they open with a dominating first drive after they lose the coin toss and the Bears choose to defer. But it wasn't going to be easy. Aaron Rodgers directs that opening drive to a 7-0 lead. Then the Packers push that lead to 14-0 and have that lead going into the fourth quarter. And then when things get interesting, all kinds of crazy things happen, with Caleb Haney leading the Bears to a comeback, B.J. Raji seemingly scoring the dagger touchdown with an interception return for a TD, and then the Packers holding on at 21-14 with Sam Shields delivering his second interception of the game to save the victory. The stars of the game, one has to be B.J. Raji. What a terrific game for him. The touchdown proves to be the difference. He spearheads a terrific defensive effort that the Packers, as he said after the game, look, it's appropriate that the defense wins this game for the Green Bay Packers and sends them to the NFC Championship, because that's what it's been all season. That has been the consistent unit that has delivered week after week after week for this team. Sam Shields, the undrafted rookie free agent, with 2 huge interceptions, the game clincher at the end, and basically a score preventer with his first interception after Aaron Rodgers' first INT off of Donald Driver's foot. Aaron Rodgers also the hero today. Now, granted, he did not deliver the traditional quality performance that Packers fans have been accustomed to in these playoffs, but he makes a huge play off of his huge mistake, where he makes the tackle on Brian Urlacher, barely, to prevent what would have been a touchdown, most certainly, and would have changed the complexion and the momentum of this game in a huge way. Instead, the Bears don't get any points off of that interception, and while the Packers couldn't make it a 3-score game at that point, they still held the lead, and now they're in a position to win the game as they did. Spent some time with Ted Thompson after the game, and I know that this game is about today and what they did and where they're headed on to Dallas, and what a terrific season they've had overcoming injuries, but this has to be vindication for him, and he wouldn't talk about it, and you know how he is. He's not the most emotional guy in the world, but as I wrote about in my game story, this is a guy who I said to him, you don't show your emotions very often, and he stopped and said, "Do you want me to cry? Because I think I can." He didn't cry, but he was smiling a lot, and after what this guy went through with the whole Brett Favre saga, picking Aaron Rodgers in the draft in 2005, watching it all come together, his draft and develop mentality coming to fruition and getting a team to a Super Bowl, I think he deserves a ton of credit for what he has done with this franchise in the face of a divided fan base that a lot of people were not big fans of Ted Thompson in the wake of the Brett Favre situation. So we will have all kinds of coverage for you over the next 2 weeks. We will have expanded editions of Green and Gold Today on ESPNMilwaukee.com and ESPNMadison.com. We'll have stories, we'll have blogs, we'll have videos, we will have show segments, we'll have everything you're looking for at Super Bowl Central on those 2 sites. We'll also take your questions. We'll do some Wildy's mailboxes. Let's try and do one once a day leading up to the Super Bowl. So send your questions either via Twitter at JasonJWildy or via email at jwildy@espnwisconsin.com. Again, the Packers emerge victorious and are headed to Super Bowl 45 in Dallas, 21-14 over the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.